So next bacteria we are going to discuss is the Vibrio. So in this, first is the Vibrio cholerae. So the Vibrio cholerae, these are gram-negative, curved or comma-shaped rod which is non-sporing, non-capsulated, with the dimension or the size is about 1.5 micrometer into 0.2 to 0.4 micrometer. Fine. So this organism is very actively motile. Fine. This organism, this is very actively motile with a single polar flagellum, and the movement is called as the darting, D-A-R-T-I-N-G, the darting motility. Fine. Now, according to the Gardner and Venkataraman classification, the cholera of Vibrios and the biochemically similar Vibrios possessing a common flagellar antigen and are classified as group A Vibrios, and rest are called as group B Vibrios. So the Vibrio cholerae, it has an O-lipopolysaccharide, important O-lipopolysaccharide, and that confers the serological specificity. So there are at least 139 O antigen group which ranges from 0,1 to O139. So most of the cases of the cholera are caused by the O1 strain. Most of the cases are due to O1 strain. Important. So all the strains of the cholera or the Vibrio other than O1 strain, like from O2 to O139, these are known as NAG, which is known as the non-agglutinable Vibrios, because they are not agglutinable with the O1 serum, antiserum. So amongst the NAG, which is the non-agglutinable O139, it causes the cholera. So if the question comes, what is the common cause of the cholera? So your answer should be NAG. It is due to NAG O139. It causes the cholera. So group 1 is further subdivided into classical and E1 for the biotypes. So in this, the serotypes are Ogawa, Inaba and Hikojima. See, the Vibrio is classified into group A and group B. The group A includes the cholera Vibrios, the biochemical similarities, common H antigen, which is the Vibrio cholerae, while group B, it is biochemically antigenically heterogeneous. So number 1, 0, 1, which is non-1 and 1. It is again divided into classical and EL TOR, or the E1 TOR. So it is again classified into serotypes like the Ogawa, Inaba and Hikojima. So important point in this is the most common biotype in India is the E1 TOR. This one is most common serotype, Ogawa. Fine. So after this, let's discuss about the Vibrio cholerae. As I've already told you that it is the gram-negative bacilli, non-capsulated, comma-shaped, S-shaped, or the spiral form may be seen, arranged in the parallel rows. It gives the fish in stream appearance. So it is motile by the polar flagellum, which is the darting type motility. We have discussed here. Movement is called as darting motility. So the culture characteristic, it is strongly aerobic or the obligate aerobe. Growth is better in the alkaline medium, which is with the pH of 6.4 to 9.6. 0.5 to 1% of the NaCl is required for the optimal growth. In MacConkey's agar, initial colorless colonies, after then it becomes reddish white due to the late lactose fermentation. But initially in the MacConkey's agar, it is the colorless colonies. Due to the lactose fermentation, later it converts into the reddish color. So in the blood agar, initially it is surrounded by a zone of greening, which later becomes clear due to the hemodigestion. Both the points are important. So in the gelatin stab culture, the infundibulum, which is the funnel shape, or the napiform, which is the turnip shape, liquefaction occurred. Important. So important point is, while 0.5 to 1% of NaCl is required for the optimal growth, 0.6% or above NaCl inhibits the growth. So coming on to the Vibrio cholerae, so it has the three media: the transport or the holding media, enrichment media, and the plating media. So the transport or the holding media, in this there is Venkataraman Ramakrishnan medium, the Kerry Blair medium, and the autoclave seawater. While the enrichment media, it contains the alkaline peptone water, the Monsour's taurocolate peptone water, while the plating media, it contains the BSA, which is the alkaline bile salt agar, Monsour's gelatin taurocolate trypticase tellurite agar, which is the GTTA, and the TCBS medium, which is thiosulfate citrate, bile salts, and sucrose. Important point is, the Kerry Blair medium, it is suitable transport media for the Shigella and the Salmonella. Important. About the other option, the Stott medium, it is used for the Leptospira. The Scirrhous medium, it is used for the Campylobacter, while the MYPA, which is the mannitol egg yolk phenol red polymyxine agar, it is the best medium for Bacillus cereus. Very important. So next are the important biochemical reaction of the Vibrio cholerae. So carbohydrate metabolism, it is fermented or fermentative with the production of the acid without gas. Cholerae red reaction, it is due to the indole formation and the nitrates reduction. Important. Few drops of the concentrated H2SO4, these are added to the peptone water culture, which gives the reddish pink color. It is catalase positive and oxidase also positive. Decarboxylates lysine and ornithine. Arginine, it is not used. Gelatin is liquefied. Coming on to the cholera toxin. So the Vibrio cholerae produces the cholera toxin, the model of the enterotoxins, whose action on the mucosal epithelium, it is responsible for the characteristic diarrhea of the cholera. Now the cholera toxin, the toxin is protein complex made up of the 6 subunit, a single copy of A subunit part A, while the 5 copies of 1 copy of part A, while the 5 copies of part B. So A subunit has the 2 fragment A1 and A2C. It has A subunit, which is the active part, and B subunit. The A active unit or the active part, it has the 2 fragment A1 and A2 fragment. A1 fragment, in this the ADP ribosylation of the G protein takes place, which leads to the stimulation of adenyl cyclase and increased production of CAM. While A2 fragment, it links the A1 fragment to the B subunit, and the B subunit, it binds to GM1 ganglioside. Important. So in this, the CAMP, the CAMP inhibits the absorptive sodium transport system, This leads to the accumulation of the sodium chloride in the intestinal lumen, and accumulated sodium chloride draws the water into the lumen due to the increased osmolarity, which leads to the watery diarrhea. Now coming on to the pathogenic factors. So in this, for the Vibrio cholerae to colonize the small intestine and produce the cholera toxin, the following factors are helpful. Number 1, the large inoculum size and achlorhydria. These are used to overcome the acidic environment of stomach. The chemotaxics and the motility, mucinase and protease to cross the protective mucus layer, important. So toxin co-regulated pilus is TCP, which adherence to the intestinal epithelium. Cholera toxin, TCP and other virulence factors, these are regulated by the TOXR gene to produce the TOXR protein. So after this, let's discuss the clinical manifestation of cholera. So the incubation period is of 24 to 48 hours. Sudden onset of painless watery diarrhea is followed by the vomiting. The fever is usually absent, important factor. The stool has a characteristic appearance of non-bilious, grey, slightly cloudy fluid and flecks of mucus. No blood and, important, no blood and somewhat a sweet inoffensive odor can be seen. It has been called a rice water stool because of the resemblance of to the water in which the rice has been washed, important. Coming on to the laboratory evaluation. So in this you can see the mild neutrophilic leukocytosis, which is neutrophilia, elevated hematocrit, elevated BU and creatinine, normal sodium, potassium and chloride level, markedly reduced bicarbonate level, next is elevated anion gap, acidosis, which is the low pH. So some of the important points to be remembered are the Vibrios, these are highly susceptible to the acids and the gastric acidity, which provides an effective barrier against the small dose of the Vibrio cholerae. Throughout the course of the infection, the Vibrios remains attached to the epithelium but do not damage or invade the cells. So the blood group O persons, these are more susceptible, while the blood group B persons, these are least susceptible to the cholera, important points. Now coming on to the treatment of the cholera. So the main treatment of the cholera, it is only rapid and adequate replacement of the fluids, electrolyte and the base. In this, the single dose of doxycycline is the drug of choice for adults except the pregnant women, important. So the antibiotics in the cholera, in the adults you can give the doxycycline is the drug of choice or the tetracycline, and alternatively if a patient is allergic to tetracycline, then you can give the erythromycin and ciprofloxacin, while in the children you can give the cotrimazole, which is the drug of choice in India, while in the pregnant lady you can give the furazolidine. So after this, coming on to the halophilic vibrios. The vibrios that has the high requirement of the sodium chloride are known as halophilic vibrios. They are abundant in the coastal water throughout the world, important. What are halophilic? The vibrios that require the high requirement of the sodium chloride. So the example, remember the simple funda in this is, except for the Vibrio cholerae and the Vibrio mimicus, all the Vibrios, these are halophilic. Now after this, let's discuss the Vibrio parahemolyticus. So it is an halophilic Vibrio. Halophilic Vibrio, it means that the Vibrios that have a high requirement of the sodium chloride. So it inhabits in the coastal sea, where it is found in the fishes, arthropods, such as in the shrimps, crabs and the mollusks such as the oysters. Important. Both the points are very important. So it resembles the cholera Vibrio except that it is capsulated. See, it is capsulated. It shows bipolar staining and produces the peritrichous flagella when grows on the solid medium. Important. It grows only in the medium which contains the NaCl. That is why it is known as the halophilic. So its enteropathogenicity, it is closely linked to its ability to cause the hemolysis on the Vagatsuма agar Kanagawa phenomena. Important point. So it can result in the two distinct gastrointestinal presentation. So the Vibrio parahemolyticus gives the watery diarrhea and dysentery. The watery diarrhea, this is more common and it is mainly occur in the North America, while the dysentery, it is less common. It occurs in the India and in Bangladesh. So this is all about the Vibrio. Please go through it once and try to make the notes. Thank you.